There's a road that leads to Alaska, as plain can be. I made the trip some time ago when I was only 3. If you want to see a grizzly, now just look it here. They call me Grizzly Johnson, son of a grizzly bear. My hair is long and matted, and my clothes all worn and torn. My strength is like a grizzly, I was big when I was born. I'm a sourdough from Alaska, and I roam Alaska shores. I sleep out in the winter time, can't you hear me snore? I can eat a ton of flapjacks, and I really like my beer. They call me Grizzly Johnson, son of a grizzly bear. I can cut down 2 trees at once, a tree with either hand. I can throw them trees 100 miles and catch them when they land. I eat tobacco by the plug and I drink my whiskey clear. They call me Grizzly Johnson, son of a grizzly bear. I once had a sweetheart, but I haven't got her now. I kissed her when we parted, and I broke her lower jaw. I picked her up so gently, I broke her back, I fear. They call me Grizzly Johnson, son of a grizzly bear. I can eat a moose for every meal and drink a few lakes dry. Heaven won't be big enough when I get sick and die. I'm strong, big and bony, and I got lots of hair. They call me Grizzly Johnson, son of a grizzly bear, son of a grizzly bear. I've trotted, I've starved, and I've frozen all over this white barren land, while the sea stretches straight, white and silent, where the white mountain timberless stand. At the white peaks that gleam in the moonlight, like a garment that grazes a soul, to the last white sweep of the prairie, where the black shadow broods round the pole. I've panned from Dawson to Barrow, but I never located a claim, till I fully pursued my conscience, that pay dirt provided the same. And when at the close of the season we discovered the creek was a fake, and we also discovered the region had nothing left in it to stake, we traveled the toe twisting tundra, where the reindeer rit round for their feed, and the hungry Laplander that herds them devour them before they can breed. I crossed the cold creeks near the mission that's run by the agents of God, who trade Bibles and prayer books for ivory and sealskin and cod. I'm sick of the scream of the eagle, the law of dishonest design. I'm a-going in the quest of a country where a miner can locate a mine. So after I rustled an outfit, there's a place that will know me no more. I'll try my luck with the Russians on the bleak Siberian shore. Yenney on the Yentna, she been my little pal. She never seen any finer gal. There's other women there used to be, but Yenney on the Yentna's good enough for me. Over on the Kobuk 3 weeks ago, together we take off and see a big show. Native girls are dancing, very nice to see. But Yenney on the Yentna's good enough for me. Then I come to Anchorage to see the rendezvous. Yenney, she come later, maybe day or two. Only that she loves me, she's been asking me. For Yenney on the Yentna's good enough for me. Sitting by the fireplace up in Yenney's house, Yenney sitting by me like a little mouse. After we are married, happy will we be. For Yenney on the Yentna's good enough for me. We winter at the Keaton of the short winter days. When spring rolls around, we head for Bristol Bay. Then we have some little ones, maybe 2 or 3. For Yenney on the Yentna's good enough for me. When the fishing's over, you're going to see. We come into Anchorage, go upon a spree, singing and a dancing, kicking up our knees. For Yenney on the Yentna's good enough for me. Oh, I remember my old trapper's den that stood by the side of the brook, and the many of miles I covered around, travelling alone on foot. My old trapper's den has gone to decay, the sod drift is all caving in, and the trail that I walk has grown with bush, and the chimney is all tumbled in. Oh, the pots and the pans and the old bean cans, they look like for years that has been the hide of a bear and an homemade chair and an empty bottle of gin. Oh, I remember the warm summer breeze, so welcome in June and July, and the old meat cache that stood by the spruce at the foot of the mountain so high. Oh, I remember the well-beaten trail that led from my den to the draw, and the moose that would feed on willow buds, and the birds that would sing me their song. Oh, I remember the north wind it blew out of the darkness at night, and the old barrel stove and the candle I used would give off a glowing of light. Oh, the cache and the den and the well-beaten trail, I'll maybe see them no more. And the old trapper's den and the winters I spent, nothing but dirt for my floor. Oh, I remember till the day that I die, I bid it forever goodbye, and think of the years and the winters I spent tracking and trapping for hides. Little Ote the Sourdough was a mushing U.S. mail. Behind 12 lanky malamutes a mushing down the trail. He was just behind Talkeetna when the wind began to blow. The mercury dropped to 80, at least 6 feet of snow. Couldn't see his wheel dogs, they couldn't hear him shout. She stopped and built a snow house and thought he'd set it out. He had 12 dogs that had 12 tails, 6 days to mush. 2 tails along the way, and the wind began to hush. He boiled the tails and drank the broth and fed the dogs the bones. Tumbled into camp with many falls and groans. Bird of eat and almond beasts and rattlesnakes to boot. But Ote was the only man that ate the tails of mutes. But Ote was the only man that ate the tails of mutes. On the banks of the Yukon, there's a place I call home, far from my parents, friends, and home. Where the mountains are high and the valleys so green, there's a dark-haired native a-waiting for me. There's There's a dark-haired native waiting for me. When the long winter's past, the trapping is done, willows are budding, the frozen creeks run. I'll take out my boat and then you will see, I'll go down the Yukon, where's you waiting for me? I'll go down the Yukon, where's you waiting for me? In a tumble-down cabin by an old fish wheel on the banks of the Yukon, there she will be. I'll hug her and kiss her as she sits on my knee, but she'll keep asking, you still like me? She'll keep asking, you still like me? When the shadows get long, the cool evening breeze, salmon jump gaily out of the stream. And nature in bloom, and it's just her and me, but she'll keep asking, you still like me? She'll keep asking, you still like me? When the sun shines bright at midnight, all through the month of June, when the winter sun shed twilight for the ice and snow at noon, there lives a little dusky maiden, her heart was free from care, and she thought of not tomorrow as she ate her salmon rare. Her feet and hands were dainty, she could sing the mission psalms, but little soap and water would have added to her charms. She'd run before her dog team and laugh with childish glee, while the waters of the Kobuk rippled down towards the sea. She could paddle her little kayak, she could trail a fox or bear, she could dry the fish for winter, she could hunt and fish and snare. She was handy with her needle, no farrier in the trade could chew a boot or patch a skin like a little brown-eyed maid. She had very few accomplishments, she seldom wiped her nose. The perfume he bought resembled that knot of a rose. She had many dark admirers, but she heeded not their plea, while the waters of the Kobuk rippled down towards the sea. She was not tall and slender, like the verses poets tell. She'd have been far more attractive if she had a different smell. She was clad in skins of animals wherever she did roam, and many tiny little insects would make her close their home. When the Kotzebue excitement brought the crowds of miners there, there was one young man among them, blue-eyed, sorrel hair. He was smitten with this maiden, and he was often seen hanging round her little igloo, which is not so very clean. When the sun came back in the summer and the winter storms were spent, the miners left the country where they hadn't found a cent. Deserted cabin to the miners of the days of '99 stood all along the river midst the stumps and spruce and pine. On the banks of the crooked river sits a maiden all forlorn. Kabalan cow cow kaluklat, all the white man's crop is gone. There sits a little brown minnie, a-sittin' on her knee, while the waters of the Kobuk ripple down towards the sea. She knew nothing of the sinfulness and the selfishness and vice that prevailed among the people beyond the snow and ice. She was just as nature made her, and who would dare to say that she'd be excluded from the blessed judgment day? As for the Kobuk miners, with his wails and lustful ways, took advantage of her ignorance and led his maid astray. He'll be in a war hereafter than I would care to be, while the waters of the Kobuk ripple down towards the sea. I'll be working all day till the pipeline is laid. I'll miss you when you are gone. When the spring rolls around and the melting ground, I know I will see you again. Then the sparrow will sing when it's finally spring. He will sing in our sweet loving song. Singing our sweet loving song. 5 years I must spend with the rest of the men, working in the cold and the rain. When the spring rolls around and the melting ground, I know I will see you again. Then the sparrow will sing when it's finally spring. He will sing in our sweet loving song. Singing our sweet loving song. On a cold Arctic night with no sunlight, I'll miss you when you are gone. When the spring rolls around and the melting ground, I know I will see you again. Then the sparrow will sing when it's finally spring. He will sing in our sweet loving song. Sing in our sweet loving song. On my windowsill in the cold Arctic chill, the sparrow seems to say, days you'll be on your way back to the one you love. Then the sparrow will sing when it's finally spring. He will sing in our sweet loving song. Sing in our sweet loving song. Among thousands who came up north, seeking a fortune and partly for sport, we boarded a steamer, our bags put away, and landed in Seward the 19th of May. Where do they come from and where do they go? There must be places that we do not know. If you have bacon and beans, that is all. Crawl in your cabin when snow starts to fall. If you've been a failure, now here is your chance. Go into the valley and get you a ranch. There's gold in the mountain and fields of coal, and rabbits in the woods that's what we're told. Make your home in Alaska and put in your mind. Hunting and fishing and trapping are fine. Be a moose in the timber and fish in the bay. And sheep in the mountains, that's what they say. If you don't like Alaska, you don't like the style. Bundle your parcels, be gone with a smile. There's a train going to Seward, so hop on your way. Then you will hear the sourdough say, where do they come from and where do they go? There must be places that we do not know. There's a boat leaving Seward, so hop on your way. There's no one to hold you, you don't have to stay. When I was a Klondike healer, I tipped my boat with the best. And I thought the winners were summer, 'cause I plenty of hair in my chest. And I wish I was 80 again. Now I still have love for the ladies. I tickle grandmummies under their chin. But the going gets rude, I got to be good. And I wish I was 80 again. And I wish I was 80 again. Now prospect for gold all summer. In the fall my pocket is filled. Then a sexy old feel, I go kick up my heels. But I wish I was 80 again. And I wish I was 80 again. Now I wink at the girls in bikini, and I shrink at the sight of champagne. But the going gets rude, I got to be good. And I wish I was 80 again. And I wish I was 80 again. Now I rocked out more gold than most miners, and I staked plenty of claims. But I'm crippled and lame, and I'm out of the game. But I wish I was 80 again. And I wish I was 80 again. There's a little snug log cabin by the NC Company. There's Siwash gal a-waitin', and I know she waits for me. I can smell the bacon frying, the Siwash dogs they wail. Come back, young Cheechako, or the Dawson Trail. You can't tell me champagne compares with a Siwash canoe. You can't tell me roast turkey out-flavors caribou, or a little hunk of moose meat cooked by my Circle City Sal. She's a high skookum klooch, man, she's a high skookum gal. Take me north of Whitehorse, where the heat is like the cold, where the whiskey sometimes freezes in chunks it then is sold. Where the northern lights are gleaming, there's where I want to be. In a little snug log cabin by the NC Company. In a little snug log cabin by the NC Company. Much as had been written of an Indian and his way, though it's a mystery, it's much the same today. But the one thing that is certain, he always owns a gun, and a rascal will not work when the salmon start to run. They'll make the boat of fashion, and very much the same. Although I'm not an Indian, I do not bear the name. But maybe get to labor when I deadly need the money. But I took the job the minute the salmon start to run. Maybe it's a pity I'm such a shiftless guy. That an honest labor, I'm a little more than shy. When a good old springtime, when the feet begin to itch, I just forget the notion of working to get rich. So I roll up my blankets, I chuck them in my boat. Feel like a million when the old things start to float. Then I drift it tight and burn, I have a lot of fun. Burning will not work when the sun starts to run. I am one Norwegian seaman from Norway rugged shores. I'm leaving my dear mother, never return no more. I'm heading for Alaska on some cold icy shore. My father was a captain who had long disappeared before. I wonder if he was shipwrecked and got to some lone shore. But now I'm westward bound, I'm sailing on once more. As we come into this harbor on a cold November day, we're seeking for some shelter in a cold and icy bay. I came into the village bar, a booming mine in town. I got myself a drink and I settled myself down. A pretty native girl sat down next to me. I see you are from Norway. And then she said to me, min far var from Norge, min mor var född här. Har en röjka och en sticka och en flaska kan dricka här. Kan du dansa valsen, bara spör du om du vill. Min pappa var en kapten och min mamma lever still. My father was from Norway, my mother was born here. Have you got a match or a cigarette, or maybe a can of beer? Can you dance the waltzes? Just ask me if you will. My father was a captain, and my mother's living still. My father was a captain, and my mother's living still. I rode home to Norway, 'cause I want my mama to know I married not a Norwegian, but a sweet little Eskimo. As you crawl into her igloo, she's a fine from head to toe, and she keeps me warm in the winter, then it's 65 below. Now 30 days after we're married, I know my answer is late. little baby, 'cause mama, you know I couldn't pay. Now I really love this little one, and I think that she is grand, and she smells just like her mama, smoked salmon from a can. So I wrote home to Norway, 'cause I want my mama to know I married not a Norwegian, but a sweet little Eskimo. Now they say there's oil in the Arctic, and I want my mama to know we'll all become millionaires when the pipeline starts to flow. There's one thing I want to tell you, they've settled the natives' claims, and I get 10,000 acres in my wife's and my name. So I wrote home to Norway, 'cause I want my mama to know I married not a Norwegian, but a sweet little Eskimo. Now my family, they have grown, and I think it's 8 or 9, and I love them all dearly, even if they ain't no mine. So I wrote home to Norway, 'cause I want my mama to know I married not a Norwegian, but a sweet little Eskimo. Then one day I got her answer, son, is there things you need? She said it could have been worse, you could have married a Swede. So I wrote home to Norway, 'cause I want my mama to know I married not a Norwegian, but a sweet little Eskimo. I call to mind an Indian girl of many weary day. As long since past I looked upon the Maid from Plover Bay. No verdant scrub nor grassy slopes adore the hillside grey, but lichen and the weary shreds grew all around the bay. A sandpit breaks the rustling tide, where breakers leap and play. Well, here in huts the chicks dwell, the Indians of the bay. In deerskin parket she was dressed and trimmed in curious ways, and leggings from some helpless seal she'd spear within the bay. Her raven locks were bright with card and many beads displayed. Her olive bosom heaving charms have sheltered from the day. Well, she could guide a sealskin boat, nor fear the splashing spray. Could hunt the seals or spear the fish that roamed in Plover's Bay. Her light brown cheeks, her pearly teeth would steal one's heart away. Well, take your dames, give me my choice, the Maid from Plover Bay. I've been a guy, been a kicking around, and I usually had a lot of pals. I mixed up with partners at various time and had a lot of affairs with the gals. Way back in the 90s when I was a kid, I went with a half-breed I know. One winter in Circle, she cleaned me all out and she left me cold in the snow. Now I've had a lot of dogs, but the dogs always die, or else the poor devils get killed. When you like them, you lose them, the loss leaves a hole, it seems for a time can't be filled. So partners and female dogs are debut, I know, 'cause I fussed with them all. But there's only one pal I find I can trust, him a 30 U.S. on the wall. She stood by my shoulder, she stopped the brown bear, she keeps the cash full in the fall. She's a got one talk that a claim jumper knows, and she craves no tension at all. I'm getting old now and sotting my way, and I don't loosen up like I did. I'm slow to make friends and slower to trust than I used to when I was a kid. So partners and female and dogs are debut, I know, 'cause I fussed with them all. But there's only one pal I find I can trust, him a 30 U.S. on the wall. Chug along, chug along, chug along. Shot my moose early this morn. He fell in a draw in the muskogee bog. Chug along, chug along, chug along. Chug along, chug along, chug along. Hear the rifle crack at dawn. A moose big and brown, my shot pulled him down. Chug along, chug along, chug along. Chug along, chug along, chug along. I'm bound to get out of this draw. Where there's muskeg and bog, there's meat for my squaw. Chug along, chug along, chug along. Chug along, chug along, chug along. I've sang you my moose pecking song, with a pack on my back and meat in my sack. Chug along, chug along, chug along. The north wind breezes nip the air, the sky is fair and clear. I hear the raven calling, winter's getting near. The geese are soaring southward, the leaves have come and gone. The flowers are all withered from clear, cool, frosty morns. I stop to rest myself on a hillside that is steep. I go to dreaming of my past and slowly fall asleep. My heart is lingering lonely for loved ones way back home. I see my mother waiting in the farmhouse door, with smell of kitchen odor, of fresh baked new bread, the family evening supper, with folded hands, bowed heads. And then I slowly listen. I hear the trickling stream, and that I'm only waking from another lonely dream. The magpies flying in the willows, flying from limb to limb, The camp robber birds are busy eating from an early moose kill. The grizzly high on the mountain, feeding on the lone hillside. The bull fly and mosquitoes are gone. I hear the eagle cry. The still of the evening cooling, the fog on the lakes nearby. The swan goes swimming in silence. The loon makes its cry. The smell of my evening fire, the evening shadow light. The sun goes down on the horizon. There comes in autumn night. There comes in autumn night. Snowflakes are falling and winter will bring. Moose are a mate and I hear antlers ring. The wolves are a howling, the furs are in prime. My dogs are all eager to hit the trap line. Alaska, oh Alaska, I hear the wind call. Summer is past and it's getting fall. Snowflakes are falling and winter they'll bring. I'll say goodbye summer, I'll see you next spring. I've cashed up my victuals, I got my moose in. Patched up my cabin to keep out the wind. The forest is turning a purty gold brown. Leaves have a fallen and covered the ground. Out in the woods you can hear my axe ring. I'll be cutting wood till last me till spring. Snowflakes are falling and winter they'll bring. I'll say goodbye summer, I'll see you next spring. The wind is a-howling around my cabin door. The squirrels they sneak up, eat the crumbs off the floor. I'll build up my fire, I'll close the front door. I'll say goodbye summer, I've seen you once more.